course, you play everything. You play mandolin, you play guitar, you play fiddle. I guess you can play anything with strings on it. How many different instruments did you bring to the family reunion today?
I brought 2 guitars, a mandolin, and a fiddle.
That's just 4.
That's all I get in the car.
Well, that is kind of a small car.
Yeah, that is a small car. You know, me and Uncle Dave, we went all the way to California in that car right there, and Uncle Dave brought him a country ham. He had to have ham every morning for breakfast, and he'd take that ham with him. Careful.
Is there anybody in this room that does not do an impression of Bill Monroe?
He's the most imitated guy, I guess, in the world. In the world of bluegrass, I'll put it that way.
Why do you think that is?
He was so funny. I mean, he didn't think he was a bit funny, but he was funny. He was hilarious. And, well, just talking about the ham thing, you know, I know Alan O'Brien, Nashville Bluegrass Band, back years ago before I guess the band even started, he come on the bus and saw Mr. Monroe one time, and Bill was hungry, you know, and couldn't find anything to eat, and Alan said, well, I've got some old, you know, country ham biscuits that my mom made me. They're a couple of days old, you know, but he said, boy, you bring me them biscuits, you know you can't hurt ham. Now, can't hurt ham. I mean, think about that. You can't hurt ham. So,
didn't you write a song or something about that?
Me and Gordon Kennedy, we said it's too much of a great story not to write it, so we wrote it.
There are as many Bill Monroe stories, almost, Ramona, as there are Grandpa Jones stories. I don't know how many of them are true, but they're great stories that have been handed down through the years.
And we miss them.
And they make us smile.
Yes, they do. And Sharon was talking this morning. She said she had Bill Harrell on her mind so strong today. You know, and
never think about him.
Yeah,
I did today.
And I think, you know, people like Mr. Monroe and Grandpa and people that we've loved for so long. I think you know, I think today, yeah, and Josh and people like that that's gone on, and I just think that they're happy that we're all together, you know, playing and talking, and our friendships are still good, you know, and I think that's pleasing to them.
And carrying the music on. Now,
yes.
Do you feel like, I've heard you talk about this a little bit, do you feel like it's kind of almost your duty to carry on Mr. Monroe's legacy, to kind of be the leader of the parade in bluegrass music?
I don't think I'm any more important doing that than any of us. I think we all have you know, if we love the music, we all have a heart to do it. You know, it's really the heart. It's not necessarily a job, or, you know, it's kind of an adventure sometimes. But you know, I think it's as much you know, I mean, you could call it a duty, but you know, I don't ever look at it as a duty. I look at it as an honor to get to carry you know, his music, and you know, Lester and Earl, and you know, the Stanleys and Flatt and Scruggs. Those 3 bands are really the bands that solidified the music that we all built on after that. You know, it was Bill when Lester and Earl joined the band. You know, I mean, that's where Lester and Earl met, was in Monroe's band, because Lester had already been with Monroe for a little while, and they were honing their duet up, and it was so great. You know, and I got a publicity picture of just Lester and Bill together. You know, it's an old publicity picture, an old black and white thing. But when Earl came into the scene, you know, that's really when, you know, when the sparks flew and the explosion happened. You know, the DNA was complete. You know.
And year-wise, we're talking what, the late 40s?
December of '45 was when Earl came into the band, and they didn't really record till, I guess, around maybe August, September of. Kyle would maybe know that exact date.
It was September of the next year that they recorded.
Yeah. So it was like, you know, it was like, if you figure, you know, it's almost like 9 months, you know. It took that kind of time to birth, you know, a new music and a new sound, and it was really a new sound. I mean, you know, a lot of people complain, a lot of the purists anyway, complain about any kind of new elements coming into bluegrass at all. It's like, you know, don't do that, you know. And I've always tried to be my hands out this way, not up that way, you know. Hey, come on in. Let's, you know, you're not going to change the love I have for the foundations of the music, but, you know, come on in. You know, it's for everybody. You know, Mr. Monroe used to say, my music's for everybody.